It's combined in the resolution, it's also combined in the application.
We most commonly, in my experience on the committee, have not abated the equipment for 10 years. That's usually been a 6-year abatement, and so to have it all wrapped in with the 10-year real estate property, that causes a little concern for me, and maybe I missed the last time, 2014. But okay, so it is all together, so that answers that question. And then there was also a renewal on the same property for manufacturing equipment that had already been
2 years ago,
approved.
yes.
Right, okay.
So you have two different ones you're looking at here. So you have.
And the one we're talking about is the new one. Is that right?
I believe you.
Yes.
It's just the new one.
Is the lumped together
Yes.
one.
We have not done the renewal on the personal property from 14, correct?
Correct.
Right. So this is strictly the new proposed building site, and the equipment goes in.
Right, that's correct.
And we were 10 and 10 on the 14 project?
Yes, we were. Correct.
Yes.
But you did defer tonight the real estate portion because it still hasn't been occupied because of an ongoing issue with the contract.
That's correct.
So
So the motion on the floor is for the manufacturing equipment right now?
this is for the
Or you
new, this is
deferred
the,
one?
this is the new application of the new portion of the building. We did not do a motion yet for the one that was for the renewal on 14 yet.
Oh, okay, all right, now.
So we're doing the
This
first
is- yeah.
packet, yes.
They've all, and for those of you, they've all got the same address, so it's kind of throwing things a little bit. It's all the same name, same address. All right, thank you.
So, any other discussion of the motion? And this one's strictly for the new proposed building of the $1 million structure and the $1.6 million equipment that's gonna be going in that structure and the 10 new jobs.
Mayor, if I could add something just on behalf of the city, these tax abatements a lot of times don't include a lot of specifics as far as the building's concerned itself, and we've been in contact with Mr. Pitzel. He has agreed in some form to do some improvements to that building, more so than just the steel facade. And so that's in the process, in the works with the planning department. So I don't know how much of that is in the actual application for the tax abatement. It's probably going to be more through site plan and through the plan commission than it would be in front of this council with the tax abatement application. So as far as the concerns with just putting up a whole barn building, I don't necessarily know that that's going to be exactly what Mr. Pitzel ends up building. And I hadn't talked to Mr. Decker about it because it's separate from the tax abatement. It's more so what the planning department's doing with Mr. Pitzel on the site plan. So just a note on that.
Thank you, Alex. Any other discussion of that motion that was made by the committee? All in favor signify by an aye. Against?
No.
No.
You voted twice though. Said aye and no.
I thought we were individual.
Well, we might have to.
We
because it was
need
too
to
full.
restate the motion.
Okay, the motion was made by Andrew, and was seconded by Bob Clemens, was the abatement for the new building, real estate property for 10 years, and the personal property for 10 years, based on recommendation from the HRDC, on the new portion that's gonna be proposed for construction. We're not talking about the renewal from 14, this is strictly the new application. So, with that, can we call the roll?
Sure. Councilman Bora,
No.
Councilman Rutson,
No.
Councilman Jeffries,
Yes.
Councilman Clemens,
Yes.
Councilman Karras,
Yes.
Councilwoman Solomon,
No.
Councilwoman Bradshaw.
No.
So that motion of the recommendation did not pass. Does the council want to entertain a modified motion to the abatement on that property? Take it individually, you can do real estate, and you can do the personal property side.
I would be willing to discuss that.
Mr. Becker, are you willing to hear the option that the council is willing to propose?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Laura, you had said that in the past, you have separated out the real estate with the machinery.
because one is considered an appreciable
And one
asset and one is a
depreciates.
depreciable.
I would be comfortable with that, because it's depreciating, rather than giving a full abatement, abate it, but not for a length of time as well.
We've gone anywhere from 5 to 7 years on this.
Right.
I have no problem
I would,
doing that.
at a $1.6 million manufacturing equipment cost, I would be comfortable, with a 6-year abatement. I think that's been about what we've done, overall in the past. Usually the equipment comes with 20 or 25 new jobs, and so, 10 new jobs is great, but it's not our highest echelon to warrant 10 years. I would be comfortable with a 6-year abatement on the manufacturing equipment. And with Mr. Kudnowski's valuable opinion on assurances from Mr. Schlater that this is going to be more than just a steel frame building. At $1 million, it's hard to put $1 million into a steel frame building, I think. So if we're really looking at $1 million of assessed value,
What's
then
the size on it?
I'd be okay with a 10-year abatement on that, not a 10-year abatement, both equipment and real estate.
Councilwoman, the $1 million is the estimated cost of the construction. So I think you referred to the assessed value. We don't know what the assessed value is. That's the cost
Well,
of construction.
value
Construction is typically how we score things out of the gate on the first year.
on the new one.
Yeah. But we never know what the assessment is.
Mhm.
So is that a form of motion
Wait for
for?
them. Well, I didn't know if we wanted to discuss, again, I apologize, I wasn't at the committee meeting. I would be willing to make that in the form of a motion for 6-year abatement on the equipment and 10-year abatement on the building with the improvements that have been mentioned and agreed to.
It'd have to be enforced until, or issued until the permit to occupy the building is also.
Absolutely, yes.
So we have a motion on the floor for that, we have a second.
I'd second.
Any discussion of that motion? Hearing none, all in favor with an eye?
Aye.
Against? That passed.
Thank you.
Okay, we do have the one other one, the renewal of the 2014, which is performing at its level, and so that was not in the blanket. So we have a motion to approve the 2014 personal property for the same location.
So,
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor with an eye?
Aye.
Yes, that has been approved as well.
Thank you.
Andrew, we have a couple left there. I believe those, all three, had to do with construction as well, except for Mr. Hinterlum's. So the one on Indiana Avenue and the one that's in Betty,
Delaware Parkway, 1075 Brooklyn Drive.
those two were just new constructions that we wanted to make sure that we had the reassurances of they would not be abated until the permit to occupy was also included for them to go through. So do we have a motion to approve those based on recommendation from the HRDC? There's a motion to approve those two. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion of that motion? Hearing none, all in favor with an eye?
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. And then the last one was Henderbaum Holdings, and that was because it was 9 and 10, but that was, the jobs were so reduced from 40 to 10, but that was because the square footage wasn't being occupied by office spaces for storage, and they are year 9 to 10, with the coastal Monterey, but there's not much of a Monterey as you're community. So we need a motion.
I'll second, or I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion of that motion. Hearing none, all in favor with an eye?
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Is that all?
Well, how RDM was that?
No, yeah, that was the one on Indiana Avenue, yes, yes. They didn't want to do construction, yes. Everyone was approved. Okay.
Mayor,
Thank you.
I don't wanna make this movie any longer, but taking a point from Mr. Kuiper, I think with the ones that you did a blanket on earlier that were renewals, since it is a public meeting, if we can just read through those and just have them on the record, so that way the attorneys here know that theirs were included and that there was no no issues with who was or who wasn't approved. And again, I'm not trying to make any longer, but I think it's prudent to have that on the record. Just
You will submit the applications that were submitted on the overall sheet.
maybe include those in the minutes.
Yes, we will.
Because it wasn't on the agenda and they
Yeah.
were just approved as a blanket.
So the ones that were prepared by Heather, the Secretary of the HRDC, the ones we went off to in the HRDC meeting, will be submitted through public record with those addresses and approvals of the years remaining.
In the minutes.
Yes.
Thank you. Making sure you guys are taking care of it. Okay, Greg, any reports from department heads, boards, or committees within, you want to give an update that we've received? The billing committee will have some documents to look at. We've received RFPs today.
Today was the deadline for the RFP for the public safety, at 4 o'clock. We received those in today. The companies that were submitted will be read at the Board of Works tomorrow and given to the building committee next Monday.
We received how many?
4.
Four proposals.
We also received back the proposals for the update to the comprehensive plan and land use and subdivision ordinance. The subcommittee of the plan commission met and has a recommendation for the plan commission, which will have a recommendation for the council at the May meeting to select a firm to do that project as well.
Perfect. Just want to make sure council's all aware of the ongoing school on that. So, perfect. Next up then, there's no presentations or no appointments. We'll go right into public hearing. We have ordinance 2017-0411. Dave Schluter, the planning administrator, will present to you the piece of property needs to vacate the utility easements between two adjoining properties. The owner petitioner is D&L Properties LLC. This is location is 1529 Sonoma Court here in Crown Point. And Anthony, I will turn this over to you for your report.
I'll turn it over to the attorney for the, Mr. Liggett.
Thank you, Anthony. Ben Ballou from Hodges and Davis, 8700 Broadway, Maryville. First, thanks to Greg and Anthony for streamlining this process and Attorney Kutnowski. Client owns a lot and a half in Whitehawk. There's a 7.5 foot easement on the one side of the lot line and the 7.5 foot utility easement on the other side of the lot line. The client had the lines located. There are no lines located in that what I call the 15-foot total utility easement, which runs down the lot line. We also notified AT&T and NIPSCO, thanks to Greg's contacts there. I received emails from both NIPSCO and AT&T, which I did forward to Anthony and to Greg, indicating they did not object to the vacation of the easement because their lines are located to the rear of the property. Client has a prospective buyer of the property to build a house which will straddle the lot line, and so that's the purpose of requesting the council to vacate the utility easement. Again, no utility lines were located in the easement. Notice was published in the newspaper. We did notify NIPSCO and AT&T, and we received email confirmation they had no objection to the vacation of the utility easement.
Okay. This is a public hearing, so I will forward bring it back to the council for any questions or discussion, and we'll open up to the community. If there's anybody here to speak on the ordinance 2017-0411, the public hearing is now open. Once, twice, we'll close the public hearing portion of ordinance 2017-0411. And again, the council, you can make this all happen in one night. There's no money, there's no fees, there's nothing like that. If you wanted to suspend the rules, if you decided that this was the direction the council wanted to go, to vacate these so property can be expanded for a larger home on that footprint. Entertain a motion. Hold on, we have a motion to hold over and read over for second reading? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, do we have a second to that? Okay. Discussion of that motion. Hearing none, all in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Entertain a motion. We have a motion to suspend the rules. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second. All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Against? The rules are suspended. Anybody want to adopt this?
I move to adopt ordinance number 2017-0411.
We have a motion to adopt, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion of that motion?
Is there any concern about the city needing this easement in the future?
No.
I spoke with the our engineering department, they don't see a need for it.
Please call the roll.
Councilman Boric,
Yes.
Councilman Redson,
Yes.
Councilman Jeffries.
Yes.
Councilman Clemens,
Yes.
Councilman Harris, Councilwoman Solomon,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bradshaw.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Do we have a motion to reinstate the rules?
So moved.
All in favor, with an aye?
Aye.
I think we already had that. Rules are reinstated. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, next up, there's no deferred business, no old business. We have four under new business. Resolution 2017-0406R. Anthony Kutnowski, Assistant City Attorney, will present the.
Call me Anthony.
They call you Anthony?
Attorney.
Oh, attorney. You two are like inseparable, so maybe it's just it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. Sorry, Attorney Alex, A.K. Kutnowski, let's go. Sale of certain real estate property located at 109 Avenue, vicinity of I-65.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, before you tonight, we have a resolution for the City of Council and County Council for sale of a certain property. You have the resolution in front of you. It's your pleasure I can read that into the record. It states, whereas the City of Crown Point, Indiana is the owner of certain unimproved real property, as more specifically described in Exhibit A attached here to and incorporated herein by reference. Whereas pursuant to Indiana Code 36-111-2, the Common Council of the City of Crown Point, Indiana is the disposing agent of the City of Crown Point, Indiana, with respect to the real estate. And whereas pursuant to Indiana Code 36-111-5, the Common Council of the City of Crown Point, Indiana, as the disposing agent, can make a determination that the highest and best use of the real estate is a sale to a budding landowner based on the specific location and uniqueness of the real property. Now therefore be it resolved, the City of Crown Point, Indiana, by and through the Common Council, hereby makes a determination that the highest and best use of the real estate is the sale of the real estate to a budding landowner. Be it further resolved, the City of Crown Point, Indiana, by and through its Common Council, hereby authorizes the City of Crown Point Legal Department to take any and all actions necessary and required by Indiana Code 35, which that should say, I believe, 36-111-5, to provide and publish proper notice and conduct and effectuate the sale of the real estate to a budding landowner. Be it further resolved that the City of Crown Point, Indiana, by and through its Common Council, hereby authorizes the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate the sale of real estate to a budding landowner and take any and all actions necessary for the same. Adopted this 4th day of April 2017. With that one change to the Indiana Code, in the 5th paragraph, you'll also see an attachment here of the plat description, which indicates where the property is along 109. Just to recap, on that property was acquired through right-of-way acquisition. It was part of a bigger parcel. We're retaining that right-of-way on 109th, and this is just a leftover that can be sold to a budding landowner. It makes more sense. He owns the property all. The one abutting landowner owns the property that surrounds this property, which would make a clear frontage for that abutting landowner on 109th.
I need to change that 35 to 36 for this correction.
Motion second for that, for Scrivener's here, Sarah.
Do we need a, we haven't, I don't think we even take a motion. There's no motion yet, so.
He just made a
Are you gonna make a
motion.
motion?
He just made a motion.
To amend this
To amend the
resolution.
number.
Okay, are you making a motion to approve the resolution with the amendment, or
Yes.
I make it whole that simple? Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a motion to approve the resolution with the change from 35 to 36 in the 5th paragraph. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, all in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Alex, nice job. Okay. Next up is a resolution 2017-0407R, Anna's Daycare. Petitioner Amanda Cole, owner, Michael Metz Jr. requests a special use to operate a child daycare in a R3 residential district. This did receive a favorable recommendation. I would defer to Anthony from staff to give a report from the BZA.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, Mr. Kuiper came before the BZA on behalf of Ms. Amanda Cole, who requests to operate a child daycare, known as Nana's Daycare, located at 1313 North Main Street. Ms. Cole resides in the home directly to the south and adjacent to the property, where she conducts an identical business, also known as Nana's Daycare. The property is zoned R3 residential and located on Main Street, Frontage Road, directly across the street from the Dairy Queen restaurant. The comprehensive plan calls for this area to be commercial. The fire department did report a successful inspection of the property. The BZA members felt this house is basically located in a commercial area and made a 4-0 favorable recommendation for this business with the following conditions. The hours of operation to be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. A maximum of 12 children allowed with 1 certified staff member per 6 children as required by the state. A privacy fence installed along the north side of the property, and the driveway to be expanded if congestion during pickup and drop-off becomes an issue.
Thank you for the reports. Are there any questions from the council to staff on this resolution?
Is this the house that's right next door to American Legion?
No.
There's a couple in between.
There is a few.
Oh, it's not that corner one? I said it's an extremely small house here. Anything that's one big than that.
Has there been any objection from the public?
There was none.
I'll move to approve resolution 2017-0407R, subject to the conditions presented.
We have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Any discussion of the motion?
Yeah, just one more. I mean, why are we requesting a fence on just one side?
Because, I mean, it's fenced in, but it's a chain link fence, and there's a residence just to the north, so they want a privacy fence between the property.
But the whole back would be fenced for the kids.
It's all chain link, but it's just not a privacy fence, so they wanted a fence that you couldn't see, more private, on the north end.
The other neighbors are all commercial properties already?
They're not, but, the building just to the south is an identical daycare, so.
Same business, same owner.
Same owner, right.
Any other discussion of the motion? Hearing none, all in favor with an eye?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. Approved. Thank you.
Mayor, let the record show that Councilman Harris is recusing himself from the next topic of discussion.
Record reflected. Councilman Karras has now left the building. Okay, next up is approve a uniform conflict of interest disclosure statement from Andrew Karras. This is his annual disclosure. Do we have a motion?
I would move to approve.
Motion approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Chad. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, all in favor with an eye?
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Does anyone let Andrew know he's can come back in?
Come back, Andrew.
You're the deciding vote. You're the deciding vote. It's time for
Let the record reflect that Councilman is now back in his former seat. And next up is approve the summer park fees. Just to give the council, and again, we understand giving late notice to you guys is not something that we're want to do. We want to give you guys a timely approach to review and make good determinations. With the moving of the Board of Works to the 1st and the 15th, which has helped get a lot of the documents that come through the BZA and things at that level, we are still going through some of the initial programs that the parks would be involved in and get in a timely fashion. We made sure that you guys had it highlighted that we have 5 April starts on some programs. These programs are things that have worked well in other communities, and when they've done their surveys to go out and ask the community what they would like to have, these were things that came up for additional programming for the Parks Department. And so they're ready to have these programs filled. The Board of Works will be hearing this tomorrow to approve the applications to the programs, but the council is involved in the application of receiving the fees. And that's why it's in front of you. So we are kind of putting the cart before the horse but we want to be proactive on these programs because summer is, you wouldn't believe it or not, based on the weather the last few weeks, but it is coming, and people are getting excited to be outside or be actively involved, and the recreational program fees. And we like the fact that, through Jenny's leadership, that we're adding more programs as the community grows. These are additional revenues that come back to the parks, but these are things that keep people happy with the amenities that we're providing for their health and wealth of their community. So we would ask for your consideration on this program, and be advised that we're learning some of these timing mechanisms as we go through, and this is one of the hiccups of it.
And Mayor, because this fee oriented, do we have to then?
This is just it's not an ordinance, you're just approving the fees to accept this in
Okay.
for money to receive by our department.
I'll make a motion to
On
accept the
fee structure.
fee structure for the programs, which I think is really, really good. And I think the more options we offer our kids, I think the better we are, so I think we do a great job, so thank
So
you.
we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none. All in favor, by signify by an aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, let's see, any reports, miscellaneous matters? We'll go to Diana. We have some things coming up.
Yes, thank you. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., the midday with the mayor will be taking place at Fahrenheit 212 at 6. And then Saturday, April 8th, is the annual Hub Run that is taking place in downtown square at 10 a.m. Roads will start being closed at 8.
So you still have time to sign up if you want to do the walk or run.
Oh, I'm doing it.
What do we get if we beat the time this year?
Pat in the back?
All right.
Thank you, Diana. Any other from department heads? I know we're going to defer you last, just wait, chief. Okay.
Just want to remind everybody that construction is going on at Maryville Road and Sun Street. Just wanted the public to be aware of, to maybe avoid the area if possible. There will be periodic road closures, but we're going to try to keep this moving.
And anything for the council, because I do want to defer and clear the table for Chief Delore to give a closing remark to the council tonight. So if there's any other council business, we can do that now. Chris?
I did attend the Volkswagen settlement by the NIRPC. This is, as you may know, Volkswagen got caught being naughty with their emissions testing, so there was a very big settlement against them. Indiana received a very sizable chunk of money as a result, and as the one non-compliant air quality county in the state, we're in a real good place here to try and grab some of that money. So I was there to find out what we could possibly get as a city. And unfortunately, a lot of it, the nature of the fund is trying to reduce nitrogen oxygen, NOx, as they call it, emissions. A lot of the examples they gave were for seaport specific, which we don't have, as far as I know. There was one, if we have any diesel vehicles that possibly could be replaced, there's possible grant money for that. Just one thing that they did mention, for not just for this, but for all such grants that are environmentally based here. One of the things you can do to be grant ready, to get yourself up to a 5% bonus, is to have a policy in place. This doesn't even have to be an ordinance here. This could just be within your own departmental policies against the idling of vehicles. I don't know if we have anything in place like that ready to discourage people from leaving their vehicles idling, especially diesel vehicles.
Good, that's good information. Thanks for attending that, Chris, and bringing that to our attention. It's kind of ironical the state's trying to get away from the emissions altogether. It's, I don't know if that's coincidence or just if we eliminate all the non-containment counties, all of a sudden that becomes their money. Just saying. I don't know if that's just a coincidence. So, food for thought, or air quality for reading, I should say. But thank you for that information. Any other council got information or comments? If not, I'm going to defer a few moments here for Chief Greg Delore. Wants to kind of give a couple words or two as he's coming to an end of his firefighter career here in the city of Crown Point. 40 years as a firefighter, 25 here in the city, 17 as a chief. And you wouldn't think you'd look at him, he's a day over 21. So, Chief, give you the opportunity to address the council.
Mayor, Councilman,
As all of you now know, that I am retiring at the end of the month. This will be my last council meeting. I've served as the chief here for most of the last 17 years. Some of you I've worked with for almost 2 decades, some of you just a short period. But I'd like to thank all of you for your support. In the last 17 years, our city and our department have grown together. When I became chief, we had 3 firefighters on duty and 1 on-call paramedic. Today we have 9 on duty per shift. Our ISO rating for the city has gone from a class 7 in the city, a class 9 in the township, to a class 4 for the city and a class 5 for the township, saving our taxpayers hundreds of dollars every year on their homeowners insurance. We've received over $826,000 in federal funds for new equipment, and we have another $1.9 million in pending grants waiting for approval. We could not have done this without your support, but the job is not done. Dave Crane is taking my place, and he was going to need your continuing support to finish this job. And I thank you all for your support over the last 17 years.
Okay, if there's no other business by the council tonight, do we have a motion to adjourn? Do we have a second? All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Anyone want to stay? Adjourn. Thank you.